like that either. I've never had a bad experience with Logan. Like, Logan is very respectful to me, as a person, as a creator. He's always giving me my flowers, and he's shown respect to me. But I don't like the relationship you guys have on the internet, if that makes sense. What I've seen, I think it's.
I don't like it either.
Weird. Yeah,
I am always having to defend myself and be undermined and be like little broed, and then I have to just not allow it to happen. But I'm just like taking shots, and then I have to like explain because I get thrown into it.
It's kind of weird. I mean, that's your relationship you have with him. I don't want to overstep, but I'm just telling you from what it looks like from an outer's perspective. It just doesn't feel like you and Logan are brothers on the internet.
Yeah,
that's how I feel as someone who's like, has been a fan of you both for a while. It just doesn't feel like you guys are brothers on the internet.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because I look at Andrew and Tristan, and it's like, okay, those are brothers on and off the internet. You could just tell the way they tweet, the way they, they never like throw each other on the bus. There's no reason, in my opinion, for Logan to have said that.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, in my opinion, bro, shitting on you in a little.
Exactly. It is, and then it's like, why is my own brother, trying to make me look like the second option for Tyson? Like, oh yeah, I turned down that deal. No, you didn't. That's a complete lie. Like, and why are you fabricating lies?
It's the big brother syndrome.
Man. And then it's always
man. I just my thing is this, bro. I say this too, like, Jake. One thing I will say about you is I respect you so much as a person and a creator, like on and off camera, for what you've done. You used to be known as like this cringy, like Vine kid, right? Who you were just kind of paving your own way. And what you've done, the way you've kind of evolved as a person and as a creator and matured as a good human being, it's like, I can't ever take that away from you, bro. Like, I told you on text, I have so much love for you because you're a genuine person. You don't care anymore about certain brands and keeping them because you have your own shit, what you've started and what you've paved the way for. And you're you, bro. You don't change for cameras. You don't change for any of that. You are you, and I respect you as a human being for doing that, bro.
Well, thank you, man, and vice versa. There's very few super genuine people, and we all can tell. I think that's why, like, you guys were great friends at one point because Jasper is an amazing person, and it's like once you create a group of amazing people, that energy builds, and then once you meet other people who just like want the best for everyone, it's like this amazing harmony. But it's not often in our world that people are like that.
No, it doesn't exist, bro. When it comes to business and money, it just completely can corrupt somebody.
What's some of the worst experiences you've had? Because you lived in LA for a while. You got out of LA. What's some of the worst, like, shark type experiences?
It's funny. We used to have conversations about that, how LA was so bad and stuff and demonic.
God, yeah.
And you talk about, you really see it for what it is. I think I even asked you opinions on LA. Hey, Jake, what are your opinions on LA? It's just like when you're in LA, and it's washed up now, in my opinion. I don't really see any creators coming out of there, getting out of there, right? But when you look at it, it's like, it's just a bunch of like, it's like everyone is using each other and benefiting off each other. And that's what makes people corrupted and sour, right? And Miami's honestly turning into that too. But I feel like the thing you have and the thing I have, we have our own compound, our own warehouse, that you have your own people who you selected and I selected. And that's why it's different for us. But when you have when you're in this space, it's really hard sometimes to see who's kind of in it for, a genuine reason.
Well, and people target those that are inexperienced, right? Like, they can see a young kid that just came up on a bunch of money, doesn't have experience in the industry and know how to take advantage.
So long, bro.
You saw it.
When I met him, he was like the most unstructured, like, bro, your life was a fucking scrambled puzzle. I used to try to help you, like, fucking introduce you, like, yo, this guy can do this for you. Like, bro, it was the worst thing I've ever seen. You can kind of just see, like, the second someone removes themselves from that, like, social climbing scene, how much growth there is. Like, bro, you left, I left. Just like anyone you come across who left that and actually, like, cares about themselves and, like, stands for something.
I guess some people just can't escape LA, and it's an insecure thing because, be happier for your soul, for your heart. As a human, leave it. What is there?
That validation.
You're stuck in the validation. It's a vicious cycle.
And that was a battle for me for a long time when you were telling me for fucking a year, 2 years, like, bro, you got to leave LA. And I was just so, like, focused on, I got I got to maintain this lifestyle. I got to live up to this expectation. When I go here, it's comped. If I go here, they play my music. All like it was. I felt like everything was so open arms, and I was so caught up in smoke of like validation and public perception that it took so long for me to realize like none of these people are my friends. I'm watering dead plants, and I have the friends and people who love me who left here and who are on a journey of growth. And I hate that it even took me the time that it did because it was like
took you a while to really
find, and it was the greatest thing that I ever fucking did was leave that place.
When you met me, I was like that innocent kid who just
my God,
I was so innocent.
Bro.
I didn't know anything, bro.
But that was also a hell of an era. That like what was it, 2021 era for you was crazy.
It was insane. But you were such a like pure kid, and I used to tell you all the time you were getting taken advantage of
by everyone.
And it was so sad. Like we'd have these conversations over text, and I would tell you like, bro, it's the people you're around. Even now, sometimes I see you get fucked over by like people you're trying to help out, and it's so fucking crazy, frustrating. Like,
but now I'm different. I stand on business now. Like I'll tell you what, bro. Like everyone around me that I work under, or that works under me. I know it sounds fucked up, but I either have them to a percentage deal, or I'm gaining something off of them as well. Because if you're gonna take from me, best believe I'm eating off of you too. You know what I'm saying at this point? Because I don't trust anyone at this point. You know,
you were giving people an inch, and they'll take 30 miles.
Yeah, how many of these, like, I don't know the world as much, but like you created some of these like biggest streamers now that like left you.
They try to count you out now.
Always, all the time. But here's the thing, right? I don't, and I'll always give flowers to this man, Rice Gum, right? Rice Gum is like the real OG of this shit. Like Rice Gum was that guy that really paved the way for every streamer, in my opinion. That's kind of relevant today. What Rice Gum did, the first crossover, you know, it's amazing. And then I kind of like really bit off Rice Gum and really did my own thing as well. And now it's kind of just like everyone's kind of just doing what I did in 2021, which is cool. You know, that's how the streaming world is. You got to keep evolving. And everyone's just kind of using the same script now to blow up, which is
does it bother you though when you see someone take your formula and you get counted out by like these award shows and shit?
I don't care about that. You know why I don't get invited to these things? Because I speak my mind, right? If something's wrong in the world, right? When I said there's two genders, I got dropped from WME and I didn't get invited to these award shows. So that just goes to show you I got canceled. And I got banned from Twitch. So blackball for saying there was two genders.
But it also kind of ended up being the best thing for you because because then you became like, it's like when Michael Jordan's shoes got banned from the NBA. It was like, damn, they're too good. They can't play in them. So it has this opposite effect.
Yeah.
Where then like that led you into Kick.
Which is we just turned down $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know, I have equity and I get paid.
They tried to buy it for $1 billion.
Somebody offered Kick $1 billion.
Wow. And you all turned it down.
No. Yeah,
Gangster.
we said no. So that's just out of 1 year of me being on there, which is fucking massive.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna try to get everyone, you know, and we're gonna, you know, our goal is to obviously, you know, shit on Twitch because Twitch is gonna lose their Twitch Prime subscriptions.
Yeah. And
they're gonna up people's ads. So meaning that as a streamer, you gotta run more ads, and we're taking Twitch Prime out.
Well, also, I think the biggest problem is also the lack of authenticity with those streams because you can't say anything and do things because you get censored. Yeah. But we're moving into a world where authenticity is key. And also the creators and the streamers want to be authentic in themselves. But if they're just in this rated PG world, they're not going to be able to do that. So that, and the viewers don't like that.
Question for you both though, because it's very recent that we're moving into the direction of authenticity.
I love it.
What removed the fear of like not compromising from you in terms of like really speaking your mind and like letting go of brands that don't want to work with you if you're, you know.
I think being financially free.
That's what did it for me too.
Yeah.
When I had a set amount of money, I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck anymore. Because guess what? If I lose everything, I'm chilling.
Yeah, exactly. That it's liberates you from the system, which is what I've always worked for. And people were like, "Why are you working so hard? Why do you like money so much?" And I'm like, "It's not about the money. It's about the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and to help the world." Because I've been dealing with bullshit, cancellations, having to be politically correct, having to be PG with YouTube who suppressed my views when I was the most viewed person. They came in, censored, banned my whole channel, and I was like, I'm reliant to the system. Like, this sucks. And so I've worked so hard over the past couple of years to be liberated from this system that they have us in, and to also be able to eventually use my platform and slowly use it more and more to speak back and against the system, to make the movement against the system bigger. And that's why I work so hard to be free.
I love it. And you're free now. And it's just, once you have that financial freedom, it's like fuck cancel culture. You know, it's crazy. And now cancel culture just fell off.
Yeah.
Someone makes a tweet about me. Oh, Adin Ross is such an asshole. Adin Ross today. I don't give a fuck. I go live the next day. Everyone puts W's in the chat because I did that.
Yeah.
Like, they love the savage shit. They love that people, like, speak their minds, right? When you say some stuff, your core, your audience, your community, they love when you're being real.
That's why the truth now is like
And that's
matters, and that's why
you.
Kick is great.
It's amazing.
Because you guys just let anything.
And that's
happen.
why my community loves you, by the way. You know what I mean?
Well, I love them too. W's in the chat.
Yeah.
Not in relation to play the devil's advocate, not in relation to authenticity, but with no limitations. Listen, I'm not in favor of any restrictions on any, but like I said, to play the devil's advocate, do you think that there could be a culture and environment created with a platform like that where when there's no boundaries, and then in an environment where you have to compete for shock value, where it's like you're only winning if you're doing the most shocking,
that's what's going on now.
Next level shit, could that potentially create a bit of a toxic environment?
And I said that, you know, the biggest thing is IRL streaming. You see a bunch of people just kind of basically trying to bait for shock value and go viral, right?
Yeah, that's the shit I don't like.
And I don't like it either. When you got to mess with somebody, right, who's, you know, working their normal job, right, and they're just a regular person, you put them on camera just to try to get a shock value baited clip. I think it's a little bit corny now,
It's
right?
terrible.
It's fucking up how young kids perceive things and go about their lives. And like the problem is you always have to up the ante. You can't
every time
just do what that person did and it'll work. You got to do something stupider, and eventually it's just going to grow into something that's like not worth it. And these 14, 15-year-old kids are like carrying themselves like this and like turning their whole lives and personalities into it. Off camera even, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like we're taking 10 steps
the
back.
IRL streaming world is going to do that. There's basically just going to be a bunch of people that are just trying to top off what this person did, what that person did, and they're just going to go.
But there's going to be a correction because people aren't going to like the madness.
Yeah, they're
going to see like, okay, that's like going too far and this isn't authentic. This person is clearly doing this for views.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a correction period, but the biggest thing that that Kick is preserving is freedom of speech and expression.
Of course.
So that as just your First Amendment right that these big corporations have taken from us, that Elon Musk restored with X.
Yeah,
that's
which is great.
The main goal. And of course, there's going to be far the right, far left, far this, far up, far down. But there's going to be a collective truth and one truth that comes together from these platforms, and that's the beauty in it.
Speaking of X, by the way, I love X because it's helping with cancel culture now, and you know it's a new. But we gotta get rid of that porn, bro. There's porn everywhere on X.
Oh my god, bro! Every time I get on Twitter, somebody twerking and getting stabbed in the same.
I think that's just y'all's For You page.
Really? You don't see any porn?
I don't see
I think
any
it's
porn.
everybody.
No, bro. I'm
Do
telling
you see porn?
A lot of murder videos and death videos.
I either see
a lot
Ruby
of death
Rose
videos.
or a nigga getting stabbed, and I don't know whether to be horny or
There's
to like a
so
murder.
many
Bro, it's
porn
fucked up.
videos. I see it everywhere in the
Oh my
replies.
God,
Everywhere.
bro. Like it was a period where I was really like heavy on I'm not fucking watching porn.
Yeah.
And I get on X sometimes just to scroll through and then boom, big ass booty. Now I'm about to go like,
Did
bro,
you fold?
Yes, I folded, bro.
That's fucked up.
It's
See,
just
that's a little trap there. You know, we got to get rid of
It's
the porn.
a trap, bro. He did the right thing. He was deleting apps, but like for some reason, bro,
Oh.
my brain just isn't there yet. I'm trying to get there, but
I want to get there eventually too. By the way.
It's tough. I mean, with what you do, it's
Yeah, I
damn near
can't right
impossible.
now. Yeah.
But I want to talk about what we were just talking about because for me, when I look at streaming, it looks a bit dystopian to me, where there's this person in their room, whether it's IRL or just in your room, and you're kind of at the mercy of this chat. It's like all praise the chat. Like you're at the mercy of what they like and don't like. Has that kind of, it's almost like a lab rat sitting in a room, and the people in the chat are the people like at the zoo looking at the monkey and making the monkey dance.
Yes.
Was that, have you found a way to do streams for yourself rather than for the chat? Or
Yes and no. When I was doing streams about a month ago with like people like, they didn't want it at first. Unwell. They're like, my viewers are like, what the hell are you and Unwell going to do on stream? But they ended up loving the stream. Or like when I did one with Chris Brown, they at first were like, what are you and Chris Brown going to do on stream? Like sing or something?
it was funny.
Yeah, but it was a good stream. Like you got to like convince them. You got to like sometimes not really listen. But yeah, I mean, they have a toll on the streamer, I want to say a big majority of the time, right? Like at the end of the day, you're entertaining like a big community that you have, right? So you got to try to make them happy and satisfied. So,
but so does every entertainer has that responsibility in a weird way. It's like I fought Ryan Borland for me, but obviously like the audience and my fans didn't like love it as much. But it's like that is for me because I want to be a world champion and I need the experience and the extra training camps to get there. So every entertainer I feel like has to balance that. What do you do for your audience and what are you doing for yourself personally?
You got to balance it. You got to balance. You got to do things that you want to do. You got to do things that they want to do, and you got to just find a balance for sure.
All right, quick trivia for the audience here. What does Mike Tyson have in common with Prize Picks and Underdog? Go on. I'll wait. What do you think? What do you think they have in common?